Hello, this is Mr. Mobility once again. So, late last year, after about 4 years of being away from swimming, I finally got back into the pool and I went swimming with my waterproof smartwatch, and something interesting happened. So, there's a backstory. If you check my YouTube channel, you'd see that I have some YouTube videos from 5, 6, 7 years ago with decent numbers, and suddenly um, things sort of just fizzled out. Okay, so here's what happened. You get to hear the story today. In 2019, I went to have a wisdom tooth extracted, and as things go in life, things went wrong, and I ended up with a fractured jaw. I mean, a badly fractured jaw. It was so bad that I was in pain every day for weeks. I couldn't eat because I couldn't open my mouth. I couldn't chew. I lived on fluids only for about 6 weeks. After a number of dentists and doctors had a look at it, every one of them said only surgery was going to sort me out, that fracture was not going to heal on its own. It was such a complex fracture that it was not going to heal on its own. So after 6 weeks of fluids only and swallowing all sorts, I went in for surgery. Okay, so I had to be operated on here, and that required a healing period. While the jaw itself, the bone, got fused and healed, the skin, it's taken years for this to fully seal up. Yes, it's taken years. Since 2019, it finally sealed up in 2023. Yeah, that's 4 years. Think about that. 4 years after surgery, 4 years of it's been interesting, but it finally sealed up. All the while it was open, I could not go swimming. There was a risk of getting infected if I dipped this into a pool. There was also the risk of contaminating the pool for other users. So I stayed away from swimming since 2019. So I finally went swimming in December 2023. And I took my IP68 rated smartwatch along with me. And I got in the pool. It wasn't a big pool. It wasn't a deep pool. At the deepest end, if I stood in it, I still had my head, come out of the water. But I'm a 6-footer. That means I'm around 2 meters tall. You see? The problem with IP68 rating is that it allows these things to get submerged up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. So I guess that while I was playing in the deep end of the pool, right, I definitely must have submerged beyond 1.5 meters. Because if that deep end is about 2 meters, and I went down there, and I did. I did. I came out of the water and I noticed that the watch was the display was putting on images that looked like something out of science fiction film. Like aliens were communicating with Earth and trying to get my attention, and the phone was trying to decipher or decrypt the message so I could pass it on to the NSA or the CIA or GSS or whatever. It was at that point that I knew I had messed up. This watch has served me since 2022 when I bought it. It doesn't come on again. It no longer comes on. That's it. It's not coming on. I've charged it multiple times. It finally just stopped coming on after months of, the science fiction thing going on its display. So here's the problem with taking your IP68 rated smartphone or your IP68 rated smartwatch into the pool. In the excitement of the moment, you get carried away or you forget that there's a limit to the depth you're supposed to take these things into. And then you cross that limit. And when you cross that limit, you can't blame the manufacturer. I can't blame the manufacturer of this. I know I crossed the limit. At first, I was like, they said this smartwatch is waterproof. How can it die just because I went swimming in this small pool? And then I did the calculation, I did the numbers. I looked at it and I said, Yomi, you messed up. It's on you that this guy is misbehaving, and it's on you that it is now dead and not coming on anymore. So, when we say to you, do not take your waterproof smartphone, your waterproof tablet, your waterproof smartwatch into the pool, it's not because the waterproof rating of those gadgets are fake. It is because at some point in time, there's a very strong chance that at some point in time, you will cross that line. You will go deeper than you're supposed to go, or spend more time in the pool than you're supposed to do, because IP68 means it can be submerged up to 1.5 meters for no more than 30 minutes. I remember, I spent more than 30 minutes swimming that day. Guilty as charged. I can't blame the manufacturer of this. It was all on me. The excitement, I hadn't been in the swimming pool for 4 years. And I really wanted, at first I struggled to get my rhythm again, to get into that flow. I needed for muscle memory to kick in so I could go as deep as I wanted to. So I stayed. I just kept getting back into the water again and again until I was comfortable in it again to go the extent I had been used to before the accident happened. And of course, I spent more than an hour, and I definitely went deeper than 1.5 meters. Keep your gadgets out of the swimming pool. Reserve them for the shower, reserve them for when it rains. I'm talking about IP68 rated waterproof gadgets. Reserve them for when you're in the shower, for when it rains, for when there's an accidental splash. Please don't get into the pool, don't get into a river, don't jump into the lagoon with your gadgets on you, right? I'll see you again next time.